Welcome to Why Did Ask For. Today we write the first chapter of the oddest story you will ever come to love. I'm Dan. With me today is Pat.
Oh yeah, it's the first day.
We have Mari.
Oh yeah.
And Dale.
Send help, please.
Quiet, you keep eating the pudding we gave you.
Send help for what?
I don't know.
Are you stuck on the mountaintop that you
I'm
biked up to record this on?
Yes.
Dale,
I
shush
need-
and stick to the script.
Listen, I need an adult. Please.
Hey, look, we provided you pudding, we provided you a spoon. You just sit there and keep eating it.
Look,
Don't
we
know
watched
how to use that.
your Periscope. There's no adults around, so you have to be the adult.
Oh.
I'm sorry, there's just no way around it.
After 18, you have to adult yourself. Sorry, those are the rules I didn't make.
You have to adult yourself. I'll try my best.
So this is the first episode under the new name.
Congratulations.
I did ask for, yes.
Aren't we excited?
Maybe.
So I know we said that we were going to have polls and we were going to take everybody's names into consideration and whatnot, and we decided, fuck it, we're not going to do that. No, after we recorded last week's podcast with Fuzz and Trevor and Ian, we were all sitting around afterwards, and Pat just came out of nowhere and was like, well, why don't we call it Why Did Ask For? And I was like, that's fucking brilliant. Like, I fell in love with it right away. It means something to the people on the server. I don't know if we'll ever explain it to the audience. We might someday, but not today. But it still includes the Dark Brotherhood, which is what we were looking for, and it still means something to the server, but it gets away from all the stuff that I was having issues with. So we're very happy to be Why Did Ask For, and here we go.
I think it's a great change.
It is a good change, but I dread the day where we will have to explain the origin of the name.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be.
I dread that day.
I mean, the thing is too, like, I know
Oh, dear.
I know what it is, but I still haven't gone to look for.
You haven't
it is?
enjoyed Why Did Ask For?
You haven't enjoyed it. You haven't experienced it yet.
No, I haven't.
You absolutely need to.
You know,
Well,
Yeah.
and the thing is, like, because people keep saying, like, yeah, it's something on the server, and I can't find it, or I can't remember where it was.
It's at the
The
bookshop thing. Yeah, the one
Yeah.
with the giant book at Spawn.
you know what? It just
Oh,
There's a
okay.
chest in it that says "Why did ask for?"
Yeah.
if
all editions are there.
if
Okay.
everyone is so worried about how it started, I know the perfect way to explain it
All right.
without it being bad. It's basically the story of how Drew and Jesse met.
Okay.
Take that as you will.
Yes, it was a beautiful story. It's a beautiful,
exactly.
romantic story.
Actually, I believe Jesse confirmed that it was all 100% true, the podcast that he was on.
It's true, because it is
That
true.
doesn't
We have
surprise
it.
me.
We have it on recording. Pat asked him if that was an accurate portrayal, and he said absolutely. So,
I mean,
what can you do?
It's just, all listeners need to know is that it's a very important name to the people on the server, and it's kind of like your vegetables. You're stuck with it. You have to eat it. It's good for you. Just accept it, and then later you'll get dessert. You can move on.
There you go. There you go. Someday we may actually publish it into a blog or something, and people can read it. But that's going to take a whole lot of permission asking and all that sort of shit. So,
And
No.
permission slips. You have to ask yourself to sign a permission slip.
from someone who is an
And then it's gonna
actual
take
Yeah, we're-
3 weeks of administration time.
yeah, exactly. There's
To
processing
work through it.
fees and
Yeah.
everything else.
And then you have to go through the
all
whole
sorts
thing
of
of
stuff.
Shelley firing us and rehiring
Yeah.
us, but with
Yeah.
reduced pay and then...
and
Less
then we'd have
privilege.
to, and then
Trial
we'd have to go through,
periods.
then we just have to go through a rebranding anyway. So like,
Yeah, there you go.
uh,
It's all coming for full circle. Watch out for it. We will eventually rebrand again.
we will have.
No,
boy.
we're not going to do that. I refuse. It was hard enough doing the first one. Luckily, Pat came up with something that just fits so well with everything. And honestly, I'm not sure why he didn't think of it beforehand, but he's already been punished for that. So
Yeah, well.
The nightmares.
Let me tell you, and
Quick disclaimer: no nightmares, no nightmare material. Like it's completely safe for work. Just short disclaimer.
is
right
it
there.
though?
Yes. Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Yes.
Absolutely not. Let me tell you something about this series, which, by the way,
Oh,
I'm on the
boy.
server, so I could probably read a part from it if you guys would like. I could grace us all with a piece.
You could just read the first one, and that would be a good taster.
Okay, but more so
Nothing
on that is that the biggest issue is that when I first read this book here, I had a totally different outlook on life. I was a
Did it-
normal person.
Did it change you?
It changes you.
Let me tell you about the people of this, right? We've always talked about
that's
how we
good.
met each other. We never talked about the effect that we had on each other. It's
Oh.
if we could do a science of what perpetual motion would be, it's kind of like you have these people that are perpetually bad influences on each other, and it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse and worse. So it's never like, oh, Drew is a bad influence on me. No, it was like, okay, Drew is a bad influence on Jesse, so Jesse's a bad influence on Dark, so Dark's a bad influence on me, so I'm a bad influence on Dan, and then Dan repeats the cycle by being a bad influence on Drew.
And now, and now those bad influences are spreading to each other as well. So
Yeah.
it's no longer just one to the next. It's now one to several people. So we're all feeding off each other's bad habits.
And it's just
getting
perpetually
worse.
getting worse.
It's
Yeah.
getting worse.
I mean, it's trickling down to the new
Oh,
people that
boy.
are coming onto the server, and
Well,
Yeah.
they have quite the road ahead. All the best to them.
So basically,
Okay.
what this podcast is about now is that we run out of people to be bad influences on, so we have to spread it to our audience.
I gotta eat breakfast.
oh, come
But-
on.
I'm sorry, guys. I'll be right back.
Okay,
Breakfast at
well,
like
all right.
11, really?
now the
Yeah,
rule is while Madi's gone, we can talk about.
That's true.
about-
Yeah,
So,
I'll be right back.
So we can. Okay.
so Dan, would you like to read a chapter from? I think we should have Dan read the chapter as his first
Yeah.
experience from Why Did Ask For, so our listeners can hear the true power of this wonderful.
Okay, so
This wonderful tale.
we're gonna read the first one.
Here, I'll give you the
Yes.
book. I'll give you the book to read. This is a
Yeah.
better one.
I'm-
Because don't read the prequel. Read this one.
Yeah, the first one. The one that began it all.
Okay, this is.
Oh boy.
I
Here
think
we
this is
go.
the one that I just had, but okay. All right, here we go. This is what started it all.
Get
The
on,
ballad-
everybody, gather around, sit on Uncle Dan's knee, and listen to a story he's about to tell you.
Make sure that you have a responsible adult near you at all times because
That's true.
Just uncontrollable fits of giggling and immaturity are sure to follow very shortly.
Not at all, Dale. I don't know what you're talking about.
This book is a whopping 3 pages. I don't know if I'm gonna get through it without
Oh boy.
fucking something up, but we'll try. All right, so the ballad of Jesse and his lover Drew. Jesse rushed into the room where Drew was tied up. He pulled off his belt with a gun holster on it and started beating Drew into submission. Jesse walked over to the camera and started filming. He hacked all of the mainframes and broadcasted it all over the world. He then stuck his massive dick into Drew's ear and made his head explode. Upon seeing this, everyone in the world came at once. The children jumped for joy as Jesse took his bloody dick and put it into where Drew's throat should have been. After coming buckets, he dropped his pants and shit all over his chest and started eating it using Drew's skull as a bowl.
Oh,
The end.
oh, it's
We're
such
not-
a beautiful story.
Oh
Just
my god.
A quick disclaimer: we're not responsible for any psychological scarring that may result from this.
We
tale.
are labeled as an explicit podcast on iTunes, so please.
Yes, good. You should go- you should
Retweet
go.
if you cried. Oh, that was beautiful.
It was.
You know, it touches the heart. I believe there's other books in here. Should we see what else Dark
I
has-
feel. I mean, I'm thinking maybe to keep people coming back,
we do one a day. Like
oh,
one
we'll
that's
do
a good idea.
one per episode. So that was
Yeah.
book 1, and you'll have to come back for book 2.
And it was written
make
by Dwayne Nezi, which we haven't seen
Dwayne.
in a very long time.
Dwayne Easy. That was, yeah, he's been away quite a while now, hasn't he? But yeah, he
It seems like a lot of people that were away for a while are coming back.
Yeah.
Like, just this morning we ran into Bat, Frozen Bat, who is still sitting in TeamSpeak sending us videos of all by myself and
Celine Dion and,
things like that. And I've never met him, but maybe we'll get him on one day. But he was, as far as I've come to know, he's one of the first people to sign up, almost.
Yep.
If not the first person. So that's kind of neat.
It was definitely the first
people
couple
are
of
finding
pages.
people are finding their way back to us. So
Absolutely. You know, one of the traditions on TeamSpeak that we used to have that we don't as much anymore, unless because I haven't been there, I haven't noticed, is there used to be sing-alongs. How come? Are there still
Oh, wow.
sing-alongs, Dale?
Well, me being not in TeamSpeak anymore, it's from what I've heard, it's not really anymore, which is a massive shame because we used to love those sing-alongs. Just
Yeah,
get a
it
good
doesn't-
tune.
it doesn't really happen too much anymore.
Well, you know, that's a shame, and we're going to have to bring that back, even if we have to get people in on the recording booth and have a sing-along
Yeah,
on
we could do
the
that.
podcast. I think that'd be a good idea at some point.
Oh my goodness.
I think
I just got tagged in a tweet by Drew. Apparently, Lego bought him pizza socks for his pizza ass, and from what I can see, it's a picture of Drew's legs, and they're at least knee-high socks, and they just look like a cheese and pepperoni pizza.
I am currently looking at that image. That
That is amazing.
glorious.
You know what we'll do is I'm gonna try and grab that and put it on the Why Did Ask For Instagram, because we went nuts when we set up this the new podcast. We went and grabbed a new Blogspot page. We grabbed the Why Did Ask For on Twitter. We grabbed Instagram.
Facebook page.
We did Facebook. But I didn't realize that you could just make a page, so I went full out and got a Why Did Ask For email and made a Facebook user profile called first name Why Did, last name Ask For, and
friends
then
Why Did
created
Ask
the
For.
page because I don't social media, which is why it's in the works too. We're actually going to bring Fuzz on board, and she's going to be our second to Pat on the social media aspect, because Pat's willing to learn social media and I just kind of get by with what I can do, and I'm unwilling to learn. So we're gonna bring on Fuzz. So we're gonna bring on Fuzz to kind of, basically be in charge, but Pat's
Which, by
gonna have
the
the final
way-
say on that side.
Which, by the way, it's not like I'm going to be too crazy about running things, because I have to say that Fuzz has been doing an amazing job running the social media thus far. Everything that she's been doing over there at RTX, she's been sending us updates, photos. There's a really great photo of the guys hanging around one of the King's plays.
It's
Throne?
the
Yeah,
throne
right.
from the King Let's Play.
It is. She's doing an amazing job. I may just have to let her handle that, and I'll kind of assist her because, damn.
Yeah, however you want to handle it, that's great. So we have, like I said, we have the Twitter, we have the Instagram, we have the Facebook page, we have an email, but we're not going to give that out yet until we have a reason to. But we want to get onto other things like Snapchat or whatever the hell that is, and whatever other platforms that might help us get the word out about us and get people listening, because we want to grow this thing to be pretty big, so
Yeah.
we're gonna get out there as best we can, and hopefully Fuzz can help us with that.
On that note, how much stuff does a person have to try to get a hold of prior to releasing a name? Have you noticed that that's always become an issue with
Yeah.
the internet?
It's
It's
always
like-
it's getting worse though. That's the biggest problem. It's getting way worse.
It is.
So we
So
had to
many
cover
platforms.
so many grounds on where to get the name completely taken off the market, because we knew that the instant we said the name, it was probably going to be taken and put somewhere else.
Yep.
No doubt.
That's like before
I'm
we
actually surprised though.
we felt we needed to get permission from the appropriate people to use Why Did Ask For, because it's not something that we just came up with. It's something that's part of the server. So, but when Pat suggested it, we record every Sunday. Pat suggested it Sunday at noon, and by maybe 1:00 Eastern, which is where I am, I had the email, I had grabbed the Twitter, and we didn't even have permission to use the name yet. But I was like, if it gets out there at all, you know,
gonna go.
somebody's going to
exactly.
scoop it up. So it's better to take it now, and then if we were denied permission, then whatever, we just release it. But you know, as small as we are right now, it's like I felt that I had to jump all over it because it's going to be gone.
Well, yeah, it's our thing, and it's the internet. There are literally billions of people browsing the internet at any one time.
Yeah,
In some form, in some capacity. So to get all the necessary social media platforms and all the ones that are, you know, relevant at this time. So, you know, your standard Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Not really sure if people use Pinterest anymore, but, you know. I'm going to say, actually, I have a question. Do you have the Why Did Ask For MySpace?
Oh, darn. We
Oh, dear.
Honestly, never thought about
no.
it because, in my opinion, like MySpace came and went, and I know it was like
Yeah, I know.
sort of coming back.
It resurged like mid last year, I think.
No.
Yeah, and so I was like,
And-
to me, it's like it's dead and gone. But I sort of forgot that it kind of made an appearance. It came back a little bit. So
It tried clawing itself out of the grave that we rightfully put it in.
yeah,
And it's like, get back in there with Justin Timberlake and stay there.
Probably for the best.
so I mean, I have a question about MySpace. Then, if we were to make that, would Tom still be our first friend,
Ooh.
or does he not do that anymore?
You know what?
I don't know.
I am going to go make a MySpace account for us right now. Just to find out.
Oh boy.
That's great.
Here we go.
I mean,
That's
that's
Kinda
just
so-
taking it
kinda
too
so-
far, Pat.
kind of sorry I
Too
brought it
far.
up now.
I mean,
No,
come on, we got to draw the line somewhere, man.
No, we need this, Dan. I hear it's all the rage. The kids are using
We
it.
need. It's back in hip with the kids these days.
We need
it.
this.
We
the
need
kids.
this
It is for
It's
the kids.
nostalgia.
for the kids.
So, while I'm setting up our awesome new MySpace page, which is totally gonna, get us a lot of friends.
Oh yeah.
Do we want to talk about what happened this last weekend?
We absolutely do. I mean, it's still going on. Today's the last day, so RTX is happening.
it is
which for those
happening.
of
I'm
you-
excessively jealous.
For those of you who don't know what that is, it's a convention put on by the good folks at Rooster Teeth, who most of the Blubberhood or all the Blubberhood are big fans of. So there's a group of us that are there now. I think probably about 10 people.
About that, yeah, I think.
I think that's what I counted in the picture that Fuzz put up. So yeah, a whole bunch of our group went and met up, and they've been hanging out all weekend and doing some crazy stuff. For me, I don't think there's been enough social media updates through the Blubberhood Twitter or anything, but you know, if it's your first time meeting all your friends and stuff like that, I get how you could get tangled up, and plus it's a pretty big convention and things like that. So, but the big thing that comes out of this is we finally waxed Harry.
Oh yeah.
In all its low resolution gloriousness.
Well, I'll get to that in a second. So, Pat spent all day furiously trying to figure out how Periscope works and how to get it to tweet out when they go live, so that Fuzz, who also has access to the Twitter and therefore the Periscope for the Blubberhood, would be able to go live and we'd all be able to watch it. And so we figured all that out. She went live. She forgot to hit the tweet thing. So because I already had them on Periscope, I got into the thing and I told them, look, you got to restart it because people can't find it. Like I was in TeamSpeak with Manio and Blue and Seth, I think, and nobody could. They were all freaking out because they were going to miss it because it didn't tweet out or whatever. So I made them start it over. And yeah, the video quality on the Periscope was kind of bad. But there was 2 other cameras recording. Fuzz said there was one in slow-mo and the other, I think it was just regular. So there's one
Oh,
Periscope.
It was Drew.
I would
It
love
was
to
Drew.
see
Drew was
slow-mo.
essentially the regular recording one.
So yeah,
I'd love to see
so we
slow-mo.
have 3 altogether. One normal, one Periscope, and one slow-mo. So there are 2 other angles of that video. Hopefully a little bit better because Drew did a Periscope of him watching Harry sleep, which I don't know if you guys saw. It was,
Oh yeah.
Really?
it's a little creepy because it's
Oh,
completely
wow.
quiet for the first little bit, and then Harry sort of moves, and then Drew says something, and and then it's just like a periscope of Drew's left foot.
That's beautiful.
But but his was like way more clear than the one that Fuzz had. So I don't know if it was Fuzz's phone or what the case was. But the periscope footage is a little bit terrible. But we have two other viewpoints, so hopefully we'll be able to put those together somehow. I don't know who's gonna edit it, but hopefully we can put those together and put it up somewhere, because it was a great video. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
It would be my pleasure to edit that video.
There we go.
Because
we have a volunteer.
I will take both videos, and I think that will be a great opportunity to really express the anguish that Harry went through.
It was
That-
great too. You know, the only thing that I was upset about with that was so Twitter Fuzz direct messaged me on Twitter when it was about to happen, and the first of all, it was hilarious because she Twitters me in caps lock, "It's happening soon, but we lost Banjo and Trevor." And what do you mean you lost them? Like, like they
You're
just
all in
went.
the same room.
They died.
They just went out and they haven't come back yet, or like they were here a second ago. I don't know where they went. So anyway, that was kind of funny, and we do have to do it. Shout out to Natalie though. For those of you that
Who was
Shout out-
Natalie?
shout
There was a
out to
bunch of
Natalie.
people.
there was
Yeah,
a few people that were just random people that, for whatever reason, I don't know if they follow the Dark Brotherhood on Twitter or what, but they were in the Periscope.
I can explain this.
okay.
Basically, Periscope there is no privacy on Periscope. There's no privacy settings.
Right.
So any profile that's created on Periscope, which is then linked to your Twitter if you so want to, is public. So
Right.
literally anyone can drop in whenever, as long as they see you in like the active users list, like at a certain place or something. So if they search by area, say for instance Austin, Texas, where RTX is happening,
okay.
then the Dark Brotherhood's Periscope would come up, and that's how it is. So
Okay, well, yeah, because that's what I was wondering. I'm like,
Just-
well, how the
yeah,
hell, like,
that's it.
we're a relatively small group at the moment, like, in terms of our popularity in anything.
populace,
So I was like,
yeah.
well, how the hell did these people find us? So there was a few people. I think at one point Fuzz said there was like 20 people watching or something, which for us is pretty huge.
It is.
But yeah, there was a couple people. There was someone from Oklahoma that was in there, and then this Natalie chick who at one point she said, "Oh, just crazy white people hurting themselves for entertainment." To which Fuzz replied, "Excuse me," and turned the camera around because if you don't know, Fuzz is black. And so it was.
Fuzz's name is also Amber. We should
It
point
was
out.
it was a genius move
Perfect.
for Fuzz, because this chick was trying to call us out, calling us stupid or whatever, and she was just like, "Excuse me," and turns the camera around, and there's her face. And we never heard from Natalie again, but shout out to Natalie.
Shout out to Natalie.
Yep.
Wasn't there a hashtag that was put out yesterday? It was like I don't know. Was it like "fuck
Oh,
Natalie" or something?
that's right. Yeah.
Shout out to Natalie.
bl-
I hope that didn't trend, because that would be fun.
There'd be a lot of really upset Natalies out there not understanding why.
Yeah, yeah. What did I do?
And Twitter of all places is not the place for context. So
Yeah, no, definitely not.
yeah, let's keep that on the down low for now.
Where do we-
So apparently on the Dark Blubberhood Twitter, which you can follow at twitter.com/Dark Blubberhood, there is a picture of some of the guys playing mini golf.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out who those are. The only one that I know in the only two that I know in that picture is Harry, because he's wearing the kilt, and Bailey.
I think Lego is. I think this Lego.
Is
on
Lego
the
on the left with the
I think
tiny
that's.
fucking?
I think it's
jeans?
Lego on the left. Let me have a look. Because I saw this earlier.
If so, he is scrawny.
He is. He's actually very scrawny, and like when I first saw a picture of him, he looked nothing like the image that I had created in my own mind, just based on his voice. It was kind of unsettling.
Also, yeah,
How
it's
different
it was
it was.
it was hashtag fuck you Natalie.
Oh,
Just-
fuck you, Natalie. There we go.
Throwing that out there.
I do believe.
We're so
Yeah. Lego.
We're so-
Yeah, so Banjo
So-
tweeted out a picture actually.
Have you noticed that as location for the Twitter, it says Drew's filthy closet? Why is
never-
that there?
I'd never noticed that before.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
So
So-
we'll have to do something like that for the Why Did Ask For, because right now I think it's just Ottawa because I created it.
Actually, now that I look at that photo again, I don't know if that's Lego. I don't know either. Hey, I know Bailey went to RTX with a friend, so it could be him.
Oh, okay.
Possibly,
Maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know what the hell with Harry's face either. I don't know what he's doing there.
He's enjoying himself.
And yeah,
as much as an introverted Scotsman can.
and
I
I'm
guess.
guessing that's Drew in the blue shirt. That's got to be.
No, it doesn't. I don't think it is because
Behind,
Drew's wearing glasses.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, no, yeah,
But-
behind Bailey, I think that's true. Yeah, you can see the shoes. The shoes match the shoes that he's wearing in the Twitter picture.
He's staring at
yeah.
Harry's kilt.
Yes,
Oh, he's trying to figure out how to look underneath it. He's
probably
he's very curious as to whether or not Harry's actually wearing underwear under that thing, or if he's
Or-
going true Scotsman.
It's either that or he's trying to figure out how a kilt can be used as a murder weapon. So,
Why?
which is possible. Who knows?
Why was everybody so adamant about murdering Harry during the live stream?
I
What is?
don't think it was just. It was just mainly Kenna.
Yeah, Kenna was really
Yeah.
like murder him, murder him,
Yeah.
Kenna.
murder.
She suggested it a couple
Murder.
times,
Moida.
which was
Yeah, she was like a supervillain. She was like, "This is your
Oh,
chance."
yeah, it was a little creepy, really.
Just a little,
Just a little bit.
tiny bit. Kenna, please don't.
We
Please.
don't. We
We-
don't.
We love you, Kenna.
Yet another disclaimer: we don't condone we don't condone murder.
Yeah,
or-
no, we definitely
or
don't.
GBH or any form of manslaughter or any abuse at all on
Yes.
this podcast,
No,
Unless
we
Yeah,
it's
no,
a-
definitely
Kenna.
unless of course it's in written form,
don't. Yeah.
and we'll get to that next time.
Or if it's for charity.
Next, or for charity.
Yeah, so apparently there's actually something cool that came out of this whole leg waxing thing. That Fuzz had messaged us on the group me about. Let me just try and find it here. What was it? She was going to interview somebody because she was talking. Let me see. She also talked to the guy in charge of Extra Life about Harry's waxing,
really?
and he loved
man.
it. So
Wow.
she said she's gonna interview him on stuff later, and then Capital
Nice.
says you're welcome. So yeah, so Fuzz is actually gonna interview the guy in charge of Extra Life, and I don't know where we'll put that out, but as soon as I get a link for it, I'll throw it in the link dump or whatever, or just make sure that you're following us on Twitter at Why Did Ask For, and we'll tweet out, whatever we put down that pertains to us and the Dark Brotherhood in any way, shape, or form. So
Absolutely.
go follow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Go follow at Why Did Ask For, and go follow at Dark Brotherhood to keep on top of this stuff, because I don't know what could come out of this this Extra Life thing, but I mean, maybe we could pull together something for Extra Life for next year. Maybe we do a 12-hour live stream or a 24-hour live stream or something.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, put it this
I
way.
mean-
After the leg waxing video was uploaded or posted, I sent a tweet to the Dark Brotherhood, basically for about next year's RTX. I'm currently working on becoming a gorilla, so that one way or another, I will have just a full body wax next year.
Oh, you're gonna do
for
full
the
body?
kids.
You're
Well,
gonna
I
do
mean,
Brazilian and everything?
Oh.
And then
I hope-
I don't know if you guys
know
noticed. Go ahead.
about that. I don't know about Brazilian.
Come
Because,
on.
no, that
I think
would
Manio
leave-
posted.
I think that'd leave a mark.
Manio posted in the forum. Let's wax Dale's taint next year. Taintgate 2K16.
Oh boy.
I don't think we could Periscope that though.
We could have to put.
Anyway.
It'd have to take a cutout black sensor bar
Yeah.
that says censor on it and just hide it.
Just hold it there.
Yes.
Oh boy.
And because I'm such a generous person, and because I fully believe in the cause, I made the sacrifice and went ahead and volunteered Dan to be also shaved.
Yeah.
next year.
Oh, you're such a nice guy.
You know, it's in my name. What can I do?
Now here's
Volunteer other people. Perfect.
here's the only problem with that, with me and all that shit. I have a wife and 2 kids.
Uh-huh.
And
So, and I think I've said this before. I don't know if I've said it on a podcast before. it's going to be almost impossible to convince my wife to allow me, by next year, a 30-year-old man, to leave my wife and kids at home, to go to basically a video game convention, to hang out with a bunch of people who may or may not be old enough to drink in the U.S.
Now,
And
Dan,
then, if you add in, oh yeah, we're also going to wax some people while we're there, it starts to get a little borderline, like, I could get arrested for this?
A bit creepy.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna go
Yeah.
wax some children, sweetheart. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'll be back in 5 or 6 days. You'll be fine.
Oh boy.
Um,
Well, I think we can cover you on one point. At this point in time, like in terms of the regulars, the people that come on and come and go like regularly, I might be one of the youngest, and I'm 20. So like by RTX next year, the majority of people will be able to drink in the US at least. So that would be fun.
I mean, yeah, I guess. To me, I don't. It doesn't bother me because I talk to you guys on TeamSpeak all the time, and it doesn't matter how old you are. We just kind of hang out and have fun. But like
Exactly.
when you, the way society is right now, it's like when you put.
I know
Then you
that.
put me and the rest of you young folk together, and it almost becomes like a class trip, and I'm the fucking chaperone.
Aw.
You know?
You
don't have to chaperone.
Yeah, you don't need to chaperone anyone. I mean, like weirdly enough, our little group is quite actually spread out in terms of age. Like you've got people as young as like 18, 19, 20. And then you've got people who are through the 20s. Like, so you've got 22-year-olds, 23, 25, 27s, 28s, 30s. Hell, we've even accepted some older people as well, which...
Yeah, we
weirdly
had
enough,
whitelisted
never
a guy
came
who was
back.
in his 40s, I think.
Yeah, his 40s.
Really?
I miss that guy. I want him to come back. He made me feel good.
We never heard, weirdly enough, we never heard from him again. Or at least not yet, anyway. So
No, he needs to come back.
We'll
Who
keep an
knows?
eye out. It seems like people are coming back anyway. They're all
Exactly.
making their way back around. So
we make
Especially
episodes,
now.
especially now.
Yeah, but you know, Dan, what I was going to say is that what if it meant that you had to come to RTX next year because we were going to raise like $800 for a cancer foundation?
look,
We
if
could, yeah.
it
definitely.
comes down to something that's business related, and I would call the podcast business related, and it's not. I don't know if I could personally fund it. It would depend where I'm at with work next year. But I mean, if the podcast could fund it and it was going to be for something related to the podcast or the Dark Brotherhood in general, then yeah, I mean, I'd absolutely go. But I'm just saying at this particular point in time, like right now, it's going to be really hard to convince my wife that it's a good idea.
I understand. Believe me, I also have a wife and kid, and it would be kind of tricky for me to run over to Austin by myself.
Right.
I'm very lucky that I have a cousin who lives there, so have a place to stay if I needed to. But I think she understands that it's kind of like, look, I'll do this really awesome thing here, but then I want you to go do a really awesome thing too. So it's not like, oh, I'm going to go do this, and then you don't get to do anything. And I've talked to her before, and she goes, you know what, I don't mind you going. Just, be safe and don't kill yourself. And don't kill anybody else.
That's
Exactly.
good advice. Just don't kill anyone.
All right, I have a get out of jail free card, so to speak.
Okay.
Why did Ask For podcast live at RTX
Oh,
2016?
dude. If we could do that,
Oh,
I'd be all over it. I suggested to Pat at some point.
that is your out free card right there.
Yeah, and my ultimate goal right now, because we talked about this, Pat and I, a few days ago anyway, would be to be able to record Why Did Ask For on the RT podcast set.
That would be absolutely amazing.
We'd have to
That
pay
is-
a lot of donations.
Oh
money to get
yeah,
that
absolutely.
It may be, but that's ultimately my goal with the podcast right now.
I think we could do it. I think we could do it.
And we can have
Except-
Crip take a picture of us doing
Yes,
the podcast.
we would need
Podcast?
to...
What?
Hey,
Hello,
she's back.
Mary.
Hey.
She returns.
Yeah, I've returned for a small bit. I figured out we need to leave earlier than I expected. So I'm here for a small bit. Again.
Well,
Okay,
all
I feel
right.
special. Mary,
she's
please.
back.
I came back.
She
So
came
I
back.
just said, just to keep you in the loop, Mary, what I just said was ultimately my goal for the new podcast is to eventually someday record one of our podcasts on the Rooster Teeth podcast set.
Oh, that could be cool.
Except with our own banner, of course.
Wow.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
That could
And,
be
have to
cool.
change a couple of things.
Drew would be
I wouldn't
spread
be
out
cool.
like a rug the entire time on the front with his, like one of those tiger rugs. And he wouldn't talk and he wouldn't participate. He'd just stay there as a rug the entire time.
I like it. I like it.
I'm placing a formal request for beer and copious amounts of alcohol
Done.
for that
Oh,
that
yeah.
recording, and
Done.
yeah, that would be great. That would be,
Absolutely,
I would be totally up for that. That'd be great.
Like
Just
if
chatting.
that ever happened, we would definitely. I mean, I'd go full bore on getting
Just
them
everything.
getting
Exactly.
them to live stream it for us and just everything.
You
Just
know,
get it out there.
Yeah.
based off of what's happened this year with Harry and the success that we've had with that, because we want to push it past just the inside members of the group. We want to have more people come and help us raise this money for preventative, treatments for cancer. But one of the coolest things that we've considered, and I can't give away too much right now, and I've spoken with someone about this, and Dan, I'll talk to you about it later, is we're already planning for next year. And for next year, we definitely want to have a booth at which more waxing may or may not occur. We're hoping for
Yes.
a lot of May.
Yes.
Part of getting that booth will be the fundraising, so we want to be when that happens, we'll raise to get the booth, and then we'll wax people at the booth, perhaps.
My God,
My God, it's
I love
happening.
it. I love it.
It's happening.
So,
Yeah, well,
Oh, that's great.
yeah, if you
Anyway.
need someone else to help organize it, I'd love to.
there you go.
Likewise.
Mary, are you going to be in the States?
For the next one,
Sorry.
yeah.
Yes, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if we mentioned that, but Mary is now in the U.S.
For a year.
The last time she was on the podcast, she was still in Denmark and telling us about what she was doing, but now she's actually gone through that process and she's becoming American.
Oh boy. Mary, no, you're leaving the Europeans behind.
No, I doubt that.
This. I hope this time next year you don't have even slightly an American accent.
Oh man.
That'd be interesting.
Now, wait a second. Dale said leaving it behind? Are you implying that America's ahead somehow?
Wait, how do you wait? What?
Because you said Murray's leaving us all behind.
Oh no, she's leaving the Europeans behind. It's like she her being from
I
Denmark.
left them.
She's
our
turning her
she-
back on the Europeans.
on the Europeans. We are a dying breed in this group. Our only representative at the moment in the group at RTX currently is a Scotsman. So
Yep.
our representation isn't exactly quite perfect. So yeah, we need more Europeans. We need more people who are up at sociable hours for us. Because I just can't handle that anymore, man. Actually, going back to the habits thing that we were talking about a little bit earlier, where we're all just rubbing off badly on each other.
Yes.
Me
Out of
being,
context.
Me being right now, it is currently 5 p.m. in good old Britain or
Yay.
something, and yeah, one of the bad habits is I just can't stay up anymore. That's all. I can't stay up to 5 a.m. anymore with you guys.
Yeah, that references something we
hard.
talked about before on the podcast, which was the Halo nights that we were having. We talked about it on the last podcast. So Manio, myself, and Banjo were like, hey, yeah, let's do legendary runs on Halo. And Dale was like, I'm in. And
Yeah.
we played the first night and quickly realized that, I mean, we didn't start until 9 Eastern. So that was, 1 a.m.?
That was
For
2
you?
a.m. for 2 a.m.
2
for
a.m.
me.
So we started at 2 and we played for 3 hours. So Dale was up till 5.
Yep.
And then we're like, hey, same time tomorrow? We're like, yeah, everyone was on board, and Dale never showed up.
No, I think by that point I was just out. I was out of it.
Yeah.
I was dead to the world for 24 hours.
I mean, it's understandable when you stay up that late, but yeah, it makes it hard to organize things between people in the Americas, being Canada and the U.S., and people in Europe, because like
Time
Dale can't
difference.
stay up till 5 a.m. every day to play Halo with us when we're only free at for some of
Exactly.
us who have kids, we're not free until after 9 Eastern, because that's when my kids go to bed.
Exactly. And also going back to that Halo thing quickly, Halo didn't exactly make it easy for us.
No, it didn't.
we had to repeat a couple of the chapters several times.
We still haven't gotten through the second last level.
That's great.
You know, the thing is that the first time we ran through it, we got right to the end where you get the skull and you have to do. And Manio and I were just waiting for Banjo to do the skull, and it wasn't working for whatever reason. We could have beat that level.
Yeah.
All we had to do was walk to the end of the bridge, but we were waiting on the skull, and then it fucking kicked us out, and then we could just never get back to that part because it would keep crashing on us. So we could have beaten that and probably gone on to beat Halo 3, but you know, it just pissed us off to a point where it's like, I'm not playing this fucking level again. I've done it too many times.
343 needed to really sort it out in terms of just online matchmaking. Back then, the Master Chief Collection was still just broken, completely broken. So hopefully they fixed it. Hopefully they fixed it. We could give it another shot sometime.
Yeah, I don't know. You know what else is stupid? So I'm going to switch gears here a little bit.
Okay.
I downloaded Minecraft on my Xbox One because my daughter's starting to learn how to play Minecraft on the PC, and I thought, hey, if she could get the hang of it on the PC, maybe she can get the hang of it on a controller.
Cool.
Yep.
And also, it's a relatively easy game for the achievements, which I've been on a really big achievement kick for the last, I don't know, couple months for some reason. So I thought, Minecraft, I can do all that shit. There's only a few achievements that are really kind of a pain in the ass because, you know, you have to do everything. But what I didn't know was that you have to do everything. You can't put your world into host privileges even once.
Nope.
Because the second you put it into host privileges, that world does not have achievements anymore. It completely locks achievements. Even if you exit without saving and reload it without host privileges, doesn't matter.
It's done.
That
Exactly.
world
It's
is
locked.
fucked.
It's
So
locked.
I
from
was
that point out.
I was just heading into the Nether to start working on, you know, getting a brewing stand and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And now I have to start all over again because
2 or 3 hours later, you're wondering why you haven't got the achievement yet.
yeah, well, I mean, yeah, the first thing was I was like, I killed a blaze and I got the blaze rod and I was like, where's the achievement for that? There's supposed to be what the hell?
Yeah.
I'm like, what the hell is that shit? I could understand, you know, it disabling while you're playing with host privileges,
Yeah.
and maybe disabling an achievement if you try it while in host privileges, but if you should be able to
world exactly from the get-go.
forever.
That's something.
That's what bothers me is that it's locked. It's forever. The achievements will never pop in that world again. So I was like, fuck. I was doing pretty well, and it was all within maybe 4 or 5 hours that I got, you know, my house set up. I got familiar with the controls because it was very weird at first because I'm used to keyboard and mouse.
Yeah.
So the controller was very weird at first. But I finally got the hang of it and everything, and got a house going, farm, all that shit. You know, I was doing well, and then I was putting in host privileges so that my daughter could play because I didn't want her. Like, I figured she'd die, but I didn't want to lose my shit.
Yeah, you just
So
you know.
I put it in host privileges and I turned on keep inventory.
Yeah.
And I just started. I'm like, just start, hurry up. I got to run to the washroom or whatever it was, and I bypassed the thing that I guess warns you that it'll be. But even the warning doesn't say like forever. It just says while in host privileges, achievements won't pop. So I'm like, okay, that's fine, whatever. So I set that all up, and then I come back and I was like, hey, wait, why didn't that work after I wasn't in host privilege? So that whole thing was a big,
a bit of a waste of time by the end.
yeah, so mad. So I was like, so I told my daughter, I'm like, well, I guess you just inherited a world with, you know, you have all this stuff and a house and everything. Have fun.
No
Like,
achievements.
it's yours now because I got to start all over again just for achievements.
Don't believe she'll know. She doesn't. She hasn't yet got the thirst or the hunger for achievements yet.
No,
Probably
no,
a bit young for that. So.
no. She does have the thirst for video games though.
Ah, well.
Real quick, guys.
You've taught her well.
We have a breaking question from Drew here on
of course we
the
do.
group me chat. So
I'm excited.
let's go ahead and
Oh,
address
boy.
this. It is. What was your favorite part of Harry's waxing, other than the fact that he died this morning from internal bleeding? R.I.P.
Favorite part was Natalie.
I was just gonna say that. Yeah, I think that's probably everybody's favorite.
Oh god,
No,
Natalie.
my favorite part was hearing him scream.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the first one was
As sadistic as that sounds.
it wasn't
But-
very good. His first
Yeah.
little and I was very let down by it. But then it just
There was a
got
couple of
better
good-
the
there
more-
were a couple
the
of
more
good
that they
ones.
did it, it just got better. So, what about you, Pat? What was your favorite?
I think my favorite part was again the part where she said something about how white people are hurting each other for fun.
Yeah,
Oh god.
And
Yeah.
Fuzz turning good on herself.
that had to have been like the greatest part of it. She's just like, hello, turns the camera around.
I was gonna say, and the best part of it being that it wasn't just a random group of people being dumb. It actually meant something. It actually was going towards something good, which was a very good charity. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
absolutely,
again,
yeah.
like cool stuff comes out of it. Like I said, I don't know if Mari was here when I mentioned it, but Fuzz said she was talking to the person that runs Extra Life about the leg waxing, and he was very interested in it. So, good things come out of this
Yeah,
sort
you
of
might
stuff.
be able to help
and-
us with future.
Yeah, and like we said earlier, it might turn into something where, maybe for Extra Life this year or next year, the Blubberhood does something like a stream of some sort, or another video or something.
Absolutely.
So it's pretty cool
Yeah.
that it's something that we kind of threw together. Just I think Harry threw the charity thing out there to try and be like, we'll never make money, so I won't have to do it. But then it came to fruition. We made the $100, and $100 isn't much, but at the same time, it's like our group right now isn't that.
We're a pretty
widespread.
small, exactly. We're a small group, but
So like $100 is great. Like if we were achievement hunter, then $100 is like, well, fuck, you could
yeah,
throw that.
exactly.
Any one of us could throw that out of our personal money, sort of thing. So if we were as big as that, then obviously we would go for something more substantial, maybe $10,000 or something. But $100 for us was pretty good at the time, and
It's
went
a
to good
start.
cause, and-
Exactly. It's a start. It's a start, and it was definitely worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
totally.
Like,
it's something we
completely
can work
worth it.
on for like next year and stuff like
For the
that.
future, yeah.
I was thinking about while watching the Periscope there that like this could be a cool thing to do annually and maybe make it grow. Like
Absolutely.
as
Yeah.
you guys mentioned, like getting a booth, for example, and waxing people there, that could be awesome.
Think about it. If we got like let's say 5 of the guys who agreed to be waxed, right? And then we'll just have a waxing every hour on the hour.
Well, you know what? Yeah, if we, get like 5 guys to agree, or
Right.
girls for that matter. It doesn't matter who it is.
We're gonna have to bring some shears for Mary.
Thank you, thank
And
you.
if it was a
can't
group
wax wool.
thing, it's like, for let's say a $2 donation, you can, the person that donates can be the one to pull the strip
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I know
or
that.
something like that. Like that would be pretty neat. It'd be a way to engage people anyway. Like, hey, you want to pull some hair off my leg?
And we're-
$5
Honestly-
donation. All everything goes to charity.
Yeah, I mean,
Honestly,
if none of you guys are gonna look into it, I definitely will. I will definitely be looking into it.
I will say
Making it
that
work.
there's already parties looking into it, Mary. So don't worry.
Oh,
Put it this way.
There's
Put
already.
it this way. I'm already imagining, like, the why did ask for waxing salon. Like, I'm picturing it right now. I can see that in a convention hall in Austin, Texas. I'm looking at it right now in my head, and it's glorious. It's perfect.
Oh yes.
Yes, just
That's
all
great.
yes.
It's exciting.
Yeah. Okay. Also, one other thing that maybe lesser known or lesser brought up for this whole thing, like as a positive. We finally saw / met Drew for the first time. Like
Yeah.
in for like a year and a half, we finally uncovered the man, the myth, the mystery, the legend,
The lobster fisherman.
the lobster fisherman from Maine. And yeah, wow.
You know
Kept
what?
it kept a secret for so long.
There was very few people that were on camera or that we've seen pictures of that we haven't seen before. So most of them was like, oh yeah, okay, we know who Jackson is, we know who Fuzz is.
Trevor, Banjo, Harry.
Trevor, we already knew. Banjo to a lesser degree. I've only seen 2 pictures of him, but I have to say his mustache game is strong.
It
Oh,
is
yeah.
very strong.
And
I
Keep
can-
them
I
away
can
from the
only hope.
preschools, just in case.
yeah. So
Sorry, Ben.
but there's still a couple. Like Fuzz shared a picture of everybody on the throne, and there was still a couple people. I'm like, who's that, and that? Because there's
Yeah.
3 people that I couldn't point out. And even the first day that Fuzz was there, she got a picture at the go-karting thing that Jack was putting on.
Yeah.
She got a picture with Bailey and Katie, Jack's wife,
Yeah.
that she put
Yeah.
on Twitter.
Wait, that was
and
Bailey?
I had to very I had
Yeah,
to
that's
very
good.
discreetly ask who else is in the picture with you, because I've never seen Bailey's face before. And so she was like, hey, yeah, that's Bailey. And I was like, okay, that's cool. That's why I asked you discreetly, and I didn't reply to the tweet like, who the fuck is that? Because I didn't want to be rude, but it's like I didn't know who that was. So it's kind of neat to have faces for voices now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It
But she
Drew
still
looks
hasn't replied,
exactly
though.
like I thought he would. I have to say.
Wait, who?
Drew?
Really?
Yeah, I
So
like.
are we,
Huh. Okay. All right.
so are we saying for sure that Drew is the one in front of Harry in the throne picture?
Wait.
I
Where is this
haven't
throne?
seen
where,
the throne
where is this,
picture.
Where is this throne picture?
She only shared it on the group me that her, Pat, and I share.
Ah.
Because
Okay.
screw everybody. No.
Aw.
Okay. He did post a picture in the full group me, like the group me, so to speak, of him, of literally his face. I'll see if I can find it.
He did?
Yeah. And he's captioned it "Seeing Austin assholes," and he's got just 2 middle fingers. Yeah. I'll save it and link it to you guys in just a second.
Really?
Yeah,
In the
really.
Meth lab?
Yeah.
Huh. Oh, and by the way, speaking of old posts in the Meth lab, I would definitely want the "I finally met Drew" shirt that you
Yes.
put up, Pat.
I agree with that.
That is an awesome shirt. I would absolutely pay for that.
What I was talking to Shelly, and she's gonna put it in the Redbubble account. And for people that may not know this, we have a Dark Brotherhood Redbubble account where people who purchase the shirt will be helping us keep the server and the TeamSpeak paid for.
Buy our t-shirts.
So it's not like we're taking it and then going off and buying Dale a brand new car or anything like that.
Yeah, I can't drive yet. So that's
So if you go to redbubble.com/Dark Brotherhood, those t-shirts will help the Dark Brotherhood's Minecraft server and TeamSpeak stay open.
And therefore keeping our group together, and therefore keeping Why Did Ask For going.
Yes.
Exactly.
Because if we have nowhere like TeamSpeak to meet up and record this podcast, then
Tune
we
in
have to
next
find
week.
other. Yeah, we have to find other means like Skype, and Skype's kind of shitty because it tends to drop a lot.
Okay, I have the link. Have a look at said link. In fact, you can put that in the link dump maybe if you wanted to.
I'll ask Drew if it's okay. Yeah, but
I
Look at his
doubt
little
he would
face.
care.
Look at his little face.
Wait, is that?
That's true. That is true. That is
And
true
he
in all
looks
his glory.
exactly like I thought he would. I mean, he looks like he looks like Raphael, but in human form.
that's
The Loves the
awesome.
Fisherman. It is.
I really like how I can imagine his
Great.
voice. Like, I can imagine
Now
Vince like,
put-
talking to me right now. Like,
Yeah, it's great. But like I said, there's that throne picture, which we'll try and get Fuzz to share with the rest of the group me, because it makes more sense to go in where everybody can see it rather than just Pat and I.
Oh, here we go. I got the
but
permission
there's-
from Fuzz to post it in the group me. I'll put it up.
Okay, cool. So yeah, there's one person on the far left who I'm not sure who it is, and the person sitting in the front beside Jackson. I don't know who the hell that is either.
Wait, hang on a sec. In the Periscope, you mean?
No,
no,
Oh, wait.
yeah.
What picture? What picture?
Pat's gonna share it to the
Okay.
meth lab on GroupMe.
I may be able to.
I'm
see it.
not in it.
May be able to identify it.
Here, I'll put it right here in the.
Next to Jackson.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have Banjo, Fuzz, Trevor, Bailey, Drew, Jake, Harry, Abby.
See what I mean? Person in the red shirt on the left, and the person in the blue shirt in front. No idea
Yeah.
who they are.
Possibly Yesik, maybe.
Wait,
That would
yeah,
be
who-
a good
who's-
guess.
there.
Who's in
And
RTX right now? Who's
Also
not?
Crypt. I think Crypt was at RTX as well, but I
Yeah,
can't
but
remember what he looks
no,
like.
Crypt looks nothing like either of those two. I've
Okay.
seen pictures. I follow him on Twitter, and he puts pictures of his face up all the time. He looks nothing like those two.
Okay, fair enough.
And Yesik also has like a chin strap neck beard type thing going on. I don't know if that's mean or not to call him a neckbeard, but that's what it is.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's without using that for offensive
like,
purposes.
yeah.
It's a pure descriptive.
Yeah, it's
So-
like it's not. I'm not saying it to be rude or anything. It's just that's what it is. It's a neckbeard.
Oh.
So I don't know that. I don't know who those people are. And
I'm
the
so-
one
Also
in
said-
front.
Go ahead.
The one in front is also he was in the mini putt picture.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
right.
yeah,
that's
you're
the same.
right.
That's the same shirt.
It's the same guy. So I'm
Who else?
like I don't know who else is there or
Who else are we thinking? Oh, who else are we forgetting?
Rest assured, our listeners, this will
I will
be in the link dump, so you'll know what we're talking
Yes, we'll figure it out.
yeah. We'll put it up. But yeah, it's just great. I love that Fuzz is the one that's at the top.
about. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
that
think I'm
surprised me
in
at
the
all.
new Dark Blubberhood group me. Just
Did you get the? You're not. Send
yeah,
me
no,
the
no, because
username and-
I had some trouble. I lost my access to the group me, so I never
reestablished it.
Yeah, yeah.
Why
Well,
did
send
that
me your
happen?
username and your email. I'll put you back in.
Okay.
But this is such an interesting concept that we can do stuff like this now because I want to think of things we can do for the future. Like I'd love to see like videos of us doing stupid stuff in the future come out of the Dark Blubberhood and the Why Did Ask For podcast.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah.
Don't ever get me drunk, please. That would be an awful, awful thing.
Okay, so step 1, get Dale to America. Step 2, get him drunk.
Oh, you don't even have to go that far.
Oh, I will probably immediately regret it. Whatever.
That's
it
okay.
is. I'm
That's
not
okay.
that bad when
Yeah.
I'm drunk, but I'm.
You have
just
to have
very
a few
happy.
regrets in life, Dale. You have
True.
to have a few regrets.
Well,
I'm not sure if I have yet had a lifetime of regret or full of regrets yet. So I guess we'll
Nah.
find out. We'll find
You're
out.
st-
you're
You're
too
still
young. Yeah.
It's
yeah.
still young.
Plenty of
You'll
time
regret-
to make more regrets.
Yeah, you'll definitely
more
regret
times
more
to make.
things with time.
Okay.
You'll regret not having
Oh
regrets.
boy. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Well,
So
there we
I
go.
guess as it stands, we're hoping that next year maybe more of the Blubberhood can go to RTX or even other
Yes.
conventions. I mean, if we can somehow swing it financially, just anywhere to meet up and do crazy live action shit. Maybe something weirder than waxing a Scotsman. Maybe, I don't know.
Is
But
there
yeah,
anything
I mean,
weirder
hopefully
than-
we can get everybody together again, and it seems like they're having a great time, being that there's like next to no updates on social media whatsoever. I'm like
You try-
every day I'm checking my Twitter, like, oh come on, did Fuzz tweet something out? Maybe more pictures or whatever, and there's nothing. I'm like, damn them for having a good time and not having time to post to Twitter.
well, who knows? They might actually right now be attending Harry's funeral. Rest in peace.
It's very possible.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah,
He apparently died. So
yeah, he did.
Poor
Bled,
guy.
bled to death. Well, that'll happen. So, I think that's. I mean, we're coming up on time here. So, if anybody has any final thoughts,
All I can say is next year, one goal that I have is to have a photo of Dark and Shelly like face palming with the rest of us cheering in the background. I think that'd be a great photo.
Yeah.
that would be great. Yeah.
it would. I'd also, like, I don't know. I just want more people there. Like, we can easily, or probably get double the amount of people there because a lot of the regulars that are around couldn't attend for some reason or another. Whether it be
Yeah, there was a
living in
lot more
different country
people-
or-
There was a lot more people initially going that had to drop out at the last. Like Blue was supposed to be there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dark said he was looking to go, but clearly too busy.
He was doing some really important stuff, I think, with his job.
It was busy being a buff guy, a really buff guy.
And Shelly was going to go, but then she had an old incident that she had to take care of, a personal issue, and she was generous enough to give away her badge, and I forget who she gave it away to. I think it was Banjo, actually.
I think she
I
may have
think
given
so.
it. She may have given it to. Well, no. The way we organised that is Banjo still got a badge to RTX as part of like winning the Let's Play.
Oh, that's right.
But he didn't get accommodation. I think he gave the badge to a friend. So that might actually explain who one of the other people in the picture is.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
it's possible. But I do believe he gave it to a friend. Don't quote me on that. But
Well, we'll find out. I plan
yeah,
on.
we'll figure it out.
I don't know how it's going to work because I mean there was 10 people in that picture, at least 7 of them that we can account for being part of our group.
Yeah.
after RTX. It's going to be interesting to try. I'd love to get them all together and just record the conversation and just talk everything RTX from their standpoint, but I feel like I would kill myself trying to edit that if it was individually tracked like we're doing the podcast right now. So I may just try and get them all together on TeamSpeak and just record TeamSpeak and put up the unedited whatever, because I mean it's going to be a clusterfuck. Everybody talking over each other.
Of course it is. It usually is.
You know, oh, do you remember this? And do you remember this? And oh, this was awesome. And all the while, you know, we'll be sitting here like, huh? Like I'm kind of jealous.
Video games.
I'm kind of jealous that they're going to have a bunch of inside jokes and shit that we're not going to understand. So, you know, recording Let's Plays with them now, you know, they're going to say stuff and like 3 people will laugh and everybody else going, what was that? Oh, nothing, was from RTX. Like, so jealous.
Yeah.
Well, okay. One quick thing then before we call it. If we decide to do waxing and stuff like that next year, and we look to do a podcast as well next year as well, why don't we think about, well, outside of the convention, maybe getting a 24-hour live stream down of like playing video games or something for Extra Life or for
yeah, I mean, I'm totally down if we can set it up.
Or just, you know, something that, just something good, something charitable, and that we can all get involved with.
I have to go.
We could do a live Let's Play.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I have
Mary.
to go for real. Ending note will be that. I will leave you with that.
Whatever that is.
Okay.
Let's see it. Oh,
All right.
Mary, I like the kitties.
It's a cat.
It's a kitty. That's a good thing.
Oh. All right.
Bye,
All
Mary.
right, thanks for joining us, Mary.
Goodbye, Mary. Bye.
The pictures of cats to end the podcast with. I like it, I guess. It sort of works. So yeah, I mean, I'm definitely down with that, Dale. If somehow we could get, you know, again, like I say, I don't know if I'd be able to make it, but if it was for something like that, like a live stream or a podcast or whatever down at RTX next year, I would definitely try and make it.
Yeah.
I think it'd be awesome. And I mean, you know, it's always good to do stuff for charity. So if we can do that through, you know, playing video games like, and just talking dumb crap like we usually do,
Absolutely.
you know, it makes it easy.
Hey,
So.
exactly, it's good.
I mean,
we can start getting the word out now. In all honesty, get through the forums.
Well, and that's part of the rebranding thing, is that, you know, we need to bulk up our following a little bit to get those downloads coming in and get people listening to us and enjoying our ridiculousness the way we enjoy it.
yes. Yes.
So, I mean, you know, spread the word the best you can. You know, follow us on Twitter, retweet everything that we retweet every now and again, post about our blog spot, get people, you know, try and direct people to the podcast and you know, tell your friends, tell your mother, tell your grandmother, tell your uncles, cousins, you know, everything.
And if
Just get
you
it out
don't
there.
tell them, we'll find you. We know where you live.
We'll find you.
We're going to send Drew to your house with lobsters.
Pat and Drew will hunt you down.
It's
Yes,
true.
Confirmed.
And give you a hug because we love you for listening to us.
There you go. So we're offering free hugs from Pat and Drew for anybody that follows us.
Yes.
So, okay, well, I think that was a pretty good first episode for Why Did Ask For. Obviously, I mean, it's our 11th podcast, so we're kind of hitting a stride here, but under a new name, new branding, all that shit. We're good. So I want to thank everyone for joining us.
You're welcome.
This newly named podcast is on iTunes under Why Did Ask For. We also have a new blogspot page, whydidaskfor.blogspot.ca. You can also like us on Facebook, facebook.com/whydidaskfor, and follow us on Twitter at whydidaskfor. So thank you again for listening, and we will see you next time.
Why did it end?
Goodbye.